Hey guys, I hope you're keeping well. I just haven't made a video lately because I've had to spend a lot of time thinking about a lot of stuff, trying to rationalize some things in my mind, losing my hair and losing my mind at the same time. I don't actually think I'm losing my mind, although to some degree it feels like it. But to be honest with you, living on Earth is quite a crazy thing to deal with, to be quite frankly honest with you. I mean, from the very get-go and beginning, I've lived in a lot of fear since I was a little kid, but there were times where I actually had no fear. It becomes a bit difficult to try to remember your life, And I've gone through such horrific stuff that's really hard to explain, which I believe are like manifestations of my own mind. And they put me in such horrific, shameful situations. I haven't exactly hurt anyone. Thankfully, my greatest fear actually is hurting someone, hurting people. Because I feel like if I hurt others, I hurt myself. I feel like I was called to go upon this journey of trying to find God for a very long time. I don't know why it started. I believe it started because, life is scary. The prospect of passing away, losing your loved ones, which I try not to think about. But through everything it is that I've been through, all it's taught me is like how blessed it is that I've been and how blessed it is that we are. And I'm really, really grateful for that. I try to do some things along the way, try to help some people, but the truth is the number one person who actually needed help was myself. And there's been a lot of people here to help me as best as they can, as best as they know how to. But the thing is, like, no one's really in your mind, and they don't really know how to help you, So I can't really blame anyone. I'm actually just grateful. Along the way, I developed a lot of anger. I guess anger and hate comes from fear, and I've been living in a tremendous amount of fear because a whole lot of stuff's been happening to me. Reality's been so strange, and in its strangeness, I've been left with so many questions, trying to figure out what is going on. And all I've been left to do is like pray to God and hope that God can help me. And if I've done anything wrong, and following His word just to help, please forgive me. I used to be a strong, confident man. But these days, after going through everything, I feel like my mind got fractured. And because it got fractured, I said a lot of stuff that I've had time to think about for a whole lot of reasons. As to begin to look at my life, and I begin to look at the path of my life and where it led, and what it is I've been led to realize. Number one thing I've been led to realize is that everything I could have ever really asked for was always with me, my family. I guess throughout life I wanted love, wanted to be able to love someone, and wanted to feel loved. I guess probably that's our greatest fear. It's not actually having love within our life. But the weird part is that fear gets in the way of actually realizing how much love is actually all around us. Sometimes some really weird thoughts come into my head, make me not have faith and doubt everything, and wonder about the truth of this world, thoughts that come out of nowhere. But I begin to look at the world around, and I begin to be able to see so much beauty all around me. I was speaking to my aunt last night. She was speaking about, how each snowflake is so unique. And I wondered how there's been a lot of snow throughout all of Earth's history. And to be able to think that every single snowflake since then has been absolutely and totally unique blows my mind, and it reminds me of the uniqueness of each person, individual, and their story, their fears and their faith, their beliefs and their non-belief. And I'm smoking now, but it's just helped me calm down. I truly experienced some pretty horrific things, which I believe were somehow manifestations of my own mind. And each time this happens, I'm just led to look at what I actually have. And at times in my life, I didn't feel like I had enough, but now, after losing everything, you begin to look at everything differently and begin to be able to see what you've always had all along. I've had a family, may not have been perfect, but to be honest, they were as perfect as can be, because they taught me no matter what, they love me. And I always have opportunity and chance to love them too. So I'm really grateful for that. Even now I hear voices in my head. I never really heard voices before. It's kind of hard and difficult to be able to explain this to anyone, because I fear, people judging me for whatever reason. But to be honest with you, I've doubted everything, including myself. At certain times I doubted God. I won't be afraid to admit that. But after everything I've seen, I've just been shown that God does exist. I've looked at the world in so many ways in which it is that I've never looked at it before. Like for instance, this little dog here reminds me of how God's created so much life and continues to create so much life. Even though my heart goes out to all the animals in the world, but they're dwindling. These thoughts want to get me to believe I'm some absolutely horrible person, but in my heart I know I'm not. Although at times have been quite horrible towards myself and others. And if anything, all this stuff is just making me realize, I have the opportunity to grow in love. It's been crazy going through so many identity politics, wondering who I am, what other people are, and what God is, how God works. And I just keep seeing God work in so many mysterious ways, even if those mysterious ways seem to freak me out at times. But at the end of the day, the only thing I'm left with is having faith. Currently staying with my aunts and uncle, because I believe God's led me towards the number one thing I actually need in this life is the loved ones I've been given. And I think about those that don't have family, didn't have family, and how much stronger they actually appeared to be than me. When I was younger, I was told to write an article of who my hero was. I actually forgot about that hero. The hero was my dad. I look at my dad to this very day. At times I judged him because I didn't really understand him. But to be honest with you, I look at him and I think to myself, I wish I could be as strong as him. I wish I could have a family like him, be able to support that family like him. But I don't even trust my own self and my own mind sometimes. And I wonder. I want to say I envy people with their own families, but I'm not jealous of them, but I kind of am a little, in a good, positive way. I'm actually happy for them, because if I can't experience that, at least other people can too. And I have been able to experience this with my family here. So many different family members, so many different people. I've been really lucky in this life to be able to even have so much time to think about all this stuff, but a lot of times overthinking seems to draw your own mind in. So for that reason, I'm very appreciative for everyone in life. I'm learning to look at people with a lot more love and respect as opposed to hate. It's a long journey, but this is a journey I'm on, and this is a message I'm sharing for now. I'm going to try to share as many messages as I can. Thank you.